So, not to sound repetitive, I want to take what everybody has been referencing about Cali, Pambagita, however you want to deal with it, and really make it practical, really make it real life, hopefully, so you can understand these ancient primordial energies and utilize them for your benefit. Okay, so I have a slideshow presentation prepared for you guys. In the space of you just kind of relaxing and trying to take it all in. I promise you, if you're able to take it all in, you're gonna be able to level up in ways that are above and beyond your expectations. So I'm gonna just dive right into it because who wants to sit here and waste time? Y'all waited long enough, right? So thank y'all for y'all patience. Those who've been, braving through this little intro, but you got to do what you got to do. And another thing that I'm gonna say, I'm gonna cut this actual part out for upload and then just re-upload the slideshow because I think it's really important. Sometimes people don't want to listen to all of this and they don't know how to skip and things of that nature. So I'll make it easier for you. And when I cut it, I'll begin the video right about now. So Kali, right? The primordial black goddess, the energy for which we should all be trying to tap into. However, people don't realize energy, and energy is just is. We talk about that a lot where people view energy as bad or good, but it's really the human who lives within these concepts of bad or good that takes primal energy and distorts it and makes it their own mess, right? So what we're trying to do is go above and beyond the spookism of mainstream thought, education, media, so forth and so on, and actually deal with some truth. Because as I've been kind of doing readings and doing classes and things of that nature, what I've learned is that there's an actual knowledge that exists that most people aren't actually dealing with because they more or less ingest digital mainstream media and absorb it to be fact. So when it comes to like primordial energies, nature energies, spirits, and things of that nature, yeah, they like to talk about it and imagine that they have a connection to it, but can't really explain it. So this is me trying to explain Kali as a particular energy. So first and foremost, we're going to look at the Kabbalistic tree of life. And beyond the Kabbalistic tree of life, there's the energy of Ein Sof, or. And Michael Bell talked a lot about this in his interview with Dreamwise. Y'all should definitely go check that out. Subscribe to Dreamwise's channel. Notification bell, Sunday service, every Sunday, must watch TV, right? But in the understanding of this conversation, we're going to imagine that the triple black goddess is Kali, meaning that all energies that proceed, whether you have life, enjoyment, tragedy, whatever the case may be, it all starts from this primordial energy, goddess energy. So the reason that I reference that is because we're not tapped into that because we want to make sense of it. We want to have logic. We don't understand time warps and time travel, multiple lifetimes, deep relationships, contradictions, even. So, Kali is the goddess of contradiction, meaning that, life is full of fiction, it's completely made up, right? And if we are under systems that tell us exactly what it is and exactly what it ain't, then we are outside of our mind. We are out our mind, right? Literally. So it's really important to develop a relationship of fiction with this world. Because if you develop this world as kind of like finite and set in stone, then that creates your hardship, that creates your suffering. And this energy exists, but it's been like tapered over and washed over and hijacked. Okay. And when we say hijack, Crumb TV yesterday put out a dynamite presentation on George Soros and the Black Lives Matter. But when we reference the energy of black, what are we talking about? Okay. The dark appearance of Callie represents the darkness from which everything was born. Her complexion is black, which is more black than the darkest night ever. As she is also the goddess of preservation, Kali is worshipped as the preserver of nature. So when you reference these founders of the Black Lives Matter and it being three divine feminine energies, this is the Ein Sof, Ein Sof R, that is the Kali energy of our time, whether you like it or not, because energy is. If these three ladies decided to tap into Kali and made it to be Kali Life Matter, there is nothing that we could do. And the ritual is all intact because, as I'll show later in this presentation, the thuggy energy is what actually reignited this movement or this concept in everyday life. And maybe as a melanated person, you think that I'm just kind of talking out my ass and saying that Black Lives Matter ain't important. But me and my wife, we took a trip yesterday and we had somewhere to go rather. And we drove through, let's say, a non melanated neighborhood. And every our house were picket signs that simply said Black Lives Matter, right? You had to really start to think, me and my wife. But then we traveled to the melanated neighborhood and there wasn't so many picket signs, which was hella ironic and a hell of a contradiction to where as the people that is supposed to matter, they're not representing the actual movement as much as the people who not a part of the movement. So that got me to thinking that maybe what we're thinking that this movement is representing might be something completely different than just kind of what it's on surface to be. Maybe it's a contradiction within the actual movement that's deeper than the surface that requires you to kind of look at it very deeply. And that's what I'm attempting to do. And this is what I'm trying to take the energy back because I'm going to repeat this. Energy is. We can't look at energy and say, well, I can't tap into that or that's negative energy. No, it's just you and what you decide to do with power. You know, I was listening to a podcast yesterday, not to get on a side tangent, but it was saying that everybody within them is a third world dictator. You know, if they have the power, you never know what they're really capable of, and everybody at a lower position would imagine themselves to want to help people and do all of this, but you'll see when you get the actual energy, when you actually get the finances, do you become selfish or do you become more motherly? But that's a digression. Let's get back to the topic. So Kali is what we're discussing. Kali is India's great mother. So the story of Kali is before Hinduism, before Vedic energies ever entered into the realm of what is called India, Kali existed and was worshipped and venerated. Okay, so whether you're talking about your Krishnas, your Shivas, your Vishnus, your Brahmins, your gurus, your sages, your Bodhisattvas, your Kuan Yins, your Orishas, anything that you name spiritually, right? Kali predates it. Why? Because Kali is the great mother. Kali is the primordial energy of the earth. It is the great mother. So when you think about your mom, your God, you know, the goddess of time and creation. She is to say that she created all and she could destroy all. And this is very important when you actually want to self realize, right? What do I mean? When you want to level up, right, there is a personality that is holding you back. And it's you, right? So this is why you have to kind of destroy yourself to find your true self. And if you don't destroy your old self, then you're perpetuating a false identity or a false idea, and you're trying to make it right your whole life. And that's what will lead you into more reincarnation. So it's really important to destroy previous ideas that were based in ignorance, based on suggestion, based on application, so forth and so on. To find yourself. We all talk about, you know, whatever, the spiritual journey, so forth and so on. It's so hard to blase blah. Well, destroy that. Start over, right? This is the energy that Kali always presents. So destruction and contradiction. We talked about that earlier. This world is built upon fiction. This is why in the course, I give you your number sheet so you can begin to discuss your fiction. If what your numbers mean. Michael Bell was saying Kether can represent Mickey. Chokma can represent Goofy. Tippereth can represent Minnie Mouse, so forth and so on. You have to create your world. The great people in the society, the Stephen Kings, the Walt Disneys, the Zanes, right? They create worlds because you are creators. But we have to learn feminine and masculine energy. Feminine is the receiver. Masculine is the output. Oh, everybody has the ideas and the talent, but talk about them like putting it out. That's a different story. So, we have to understand that it's really important to balance out our masculine and feminine energy, but we need to understand our feminine energy first and foremost. So, as I was saying earlier, Kali is before Hindu and Vedic religion. She is the predominant energy of all society, of all life. And the mere fact that we don't reference Kali or understand the energy of Kali is because it's been suppressed. And the reason why we're talking about it now is because we're dealing with full disclosure, as I'll discuss in these particular subsequent slides. So, the reason why we even know Kali is because the people really resonated with the energy. So as I'm referencing Kali and you develop a personal relationship with Kali, she's going to work for you, right? This is why it's being suppressed, because she works, right? Because it's easy to fall off a cliff, meaning that it's easy to get rid of aspects that you don't want to have. That's about the easiest thing that you want to do. Create a fiction. It's so easy to lie. What do I mean? My children lie all the time. I'm just astounded at how easy they just come up with fiction. And I laugh at it. I champion it because I understand that I'm not about to pre-program my child with a reality that's not his. He has the ability to create his own reality through his fiction, through his creativity, right? And for the most of us, we have that actual energy shut down. So to bring it back, you have to destroy the barriers that have blocked you from this actual primordial right and exactness. Black Lives Matter, right? This is the most powerful God in the pantheon, period, right? You're not going to find a powerful energy higher than Kali, right? Nobody ever. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you go, you go up into church, right? And you're just like, shit, yeah, I'm on some Kali energy. They gonna be like, please leave, man. Get out of here. You come through all black with your tongue out, right? Oh no, you gonna have to leave out this joint. You walk into your house, you got a Kali statue right in the front. The whole robber come in here like, man, no, you know what? I'm gonna turn around because the idea is that she is very powerful, violent, and please, you do not want these problems. This is the energy that we have to carry. See, this is the energy that'll change the world. However, y'all be doing this, that, and the third, right? Y'all be following him, right? Him, that guy over there, her over there, this, nah. Tap into your primordial energy before religion. Like, I reference Vedic and Hindu religion because these are the oldest religions known to humans, but Kali is older than that, right? for Egypt, yo, Egyptian niggas, like this is it. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we need because it's obvious that, you know, we have lost touch, right? We have lost touch from what works or who can talk to us or who we can deal with in this world because everybody is trying to bargain with you and leverage you for your expression. The difference between working with Cali and working with other energies is that Cali don't need you for shit, fam. You start working with a particular energy, and certain energies they want to have their name known, right? So a lot of people, they'll be like, "Oh, I work with Oshun, I work with such and such," just constantly letting it be known. See, but when you work with Cali, you don't got to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, right? It's just different. So, Kali represents an unstoppable primal force before patriarchy. So when you see the pictures or the iconography, is her standing on a man. Always. Always. You never see Kali being defeated or submissive to masculine energy. She is standing on top of whatever, whoever. So when you open yourself up to the idea, men are more powerful than me, game over. Like, what are you talking about? Just channel energy of Kali. If you show me an energy of Kali being defeated, then, email me. But it's not even, an artist can't even creatively imagine that. Imagine how powerful an energy is that you cannot be defeated, right? So when you are able to tap into an unstoppable primal force, then those mediocre energies that were within you are depleted. You are nothing but power. You are nothing but control. You are nothing but primal energy. So they'd be like, well, we got to be Moors and we got to sign paperwork and we got to do this and we got to unite and we got to protest and we got to march because they doing this to us. And first of all, have you tapped into your primal energy? If you say, yeah, I tapped into my primal energy and I'm still getting my ass kicked to it, email me. We'll have a free consultation on the house, okay? Because I need to hear this shit, you know. Exactly. And we'll get into that Miami Sutra. In Virginia, TJ, that's the virgin energy. Virgin means that you literally are unfuckwittable. Google it, right? Google unfuckwittable, right? That's the energy of Virginia. That's the virgin goddess. That's the energy of Kali. That's the primordial mother, the creator, right? Kali is often portrayed standing or dancing on her consort, the Hindu god Shiva. And they say Shiva is the bee's knees. He's the end all be all. He is the third eye. He is the, manifestation of all things perfect. However, Kali is standing on that nigga's head in thousands of pictures. It ain't reversed ever. It ain't him get back. No. Knee on the neck, bruh. Sit your ass down. What? You say something? You say something? Did you say something? I thought so. I thought so, right? What? 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 Think you gonna get your ass up? No. However, Kali means black, such as the fertile black land and the cosmic black holes. See, this is what they afraid of, right? They afraid of a black hole, but as neuromelanated energies, your whole brain is a black hole. Your whole existence is a black hole, right? You tapped into spiritual energies. How do you access energies within yourself? Through a black hole, through time and creation. You right now can meditate on a black hole, and if you hold that resonance for 15 minutes, you'll begin to see your hands. And you take that energy and you start to create. Don't tell me it don't work if you ain't never did it, right? Don't tell me that you can't go. When you close your eyes, what do you see? Right? Black, right? How long do you stay in that resonance? How long do you stay in that darkness? Those with eyes begin to see different colors. you stay in that darkness long enough, it starts to get real beautiful, right? This is the neuromelanin activated, and a lot of people is gonna tell you you need to do $1,000 worth of shit, $10,000 worth of shit. No, matter of fact, you need to go to Peru and take ayahuasca and do a whole LSD trip. They not gonna tell you to close your eyes and bring your awareness to that cosmic neuromelanin and go deeper, right? I'm going back to Cali. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, right? So her spirit was venerated by the thuggies who kill in her honor, right? So energy is, ladies and gentlemen, energy is. So this scene right here ignited a revolution in our country, right? And it's eerily similar to the scene of the thuggies who kill by strangulation, right? Same exact scene, right? And then we flip that into Black Lives Matter. So this is just a simple energy that is just being channeled by these individuals, and they are what we would like to call a demon at this particular point. They don't know what they're doing, why they're doing it, even if it was completely made up. That'll even make it, like, even if you would make this scene up, you either pulling from this exact scene or you spiritually under a particular level of zombieism. However, there are the three energies in the background orchestrating the whole thing. This plays into that, that plays into that. Let me get Benjamin Crump on the scene, get in touch with the families, and let's start developing these donations, right? And these donations are brought to you by Act Blue, a facilitator of the Democratic Party. It's really simple. So when you reference the millions and millions upon melanated people who are organizing under this banner, are they doing the research? Are they making the spiritual correspondences? Or are they just simply going with the flow because that's what everybody is doing? Because all of your favorite celebrities is saying Black Lives Matter. And the sentiment might be like, I understand the sentiment, but then you got to understand the spiritual ignorance too. And as a person that's, I claim or try not to be, attempt to not be spiritually ignorant. However, I am spiritually ignorant. I have to be in order to be present. You can't be present and all knowing. So you have to be present and spiritually trusting that in this moment, what you say is right. And your sentiment and your trust in spirit and knowledge is coming through. Because you don't want to be in these particular energies or in these protests and then have your energy zapped and now you feeling depressed and now you going through energy unawareness and spiritual ignorance. So if you got friends and family that was participating in these protests, check up on them, give them some alkaline water, like for real, give them some alkaline water. You yourself deal with, because alkaline is alkali, right? That's sulfuric acid. It purifies, it destroys all of the energies that don't serve you. It'll get rid of your whole body. You everything in balance. That's why alkaline water is perfect for, you right now to purify yourself of these particular thought, magic, witchcraft, demonology tricks that they're doing on you based upon your digital devices, right? And I know that this might go in one ear and out the other for people, but I really want those who have ears to listen and see and then redirect the energy. Because how this whole thing is playing out, I don't think people is really aware, right, of how this actually works, right? So we might look at the Bloods and Crips and be like, yo, that's some ignorant, niggery type of deal, right? At least I did. I thought that was some low life type of energy. And maybe it is low life type of energy. But I got this study in Cali, and Cali was like, I want you to search for mudras, then I want you to search for gang signs. I'm like, this about to be funny. So I searched for both. I'm like, damn. So it makes sense from Los Angeles to Chicago to my little small town in Canton, Ohio. It's these gangs. But what makes a gang is gang signs or mudras. And it's called stacking, right? You gotta be abstract with the shit. You gotta be raw with it. You know what I'm saying? My wife was telling me, um, it's a whole FBI database of every single gang sign. And I'm like, gang signs could be like cool and they look cool. But if you understand the energies of Mudra and connect it with Kali, then these gang signs summon demons. And you know they summon demons because what do gang members be on? They be with that, they be toting that iron, right? Yeah, ride on you right now, right? What is that? That's a demon. I'm like, you ever just not be on that at all? Like you what? You about to hit a lick? Oh man, what's wrong with you? What happened? I'm possessed by a demon. How you possessed by a demon? I've been throwing up these mudras and gang signs, and I don't know that they ancient energies that I'm summoning with my neuromelanin because I'm doing this subconsciously. I just think it looked tight. I'm stacking, and the girls like Crips, so I'm a Crip. I'm a Blood. You really summoning energies, and they invoking you, and Cali really want to deal with a certain type of energy to whereas blood will spill to awaken people. And it's violent and it's sexual. It's a whole energy assigned to Cali and it's right in our face and we don't never even pay it attention. From Kobe to Nipsey Hussle to Pop Smoke and things of that nature, the entertainment energy, music, porn, violence. We wouldn't even know about Bloods and Crips if it wasn't for TV and the whole media thing. So they took a small little area in California and put it on the whole screen. So people like me in little old Canton, Ohio, seeing how Bloods and Crips getting down and I'm growing up and seeing older people, live this type of lifestyle. It ain't doing these types of things. However, spirit never got allowed me to, I couldn't stack, I couldn't be cool with the homies and stuff like that. Spirit had that block on me, you know, and a lot of people really strive to get to a level of success and don't know what they really getting themselves into, and that's why you see a lot of this unfortunate energy. Cali and Pombagira, they come together in the realms of Dakinis and Pombagiras. And I reference this because Cali represents spirits, meaning that Cali isn't just one person, it's multiples of energies. Like hella people hold this Cali energy and is vast, it's all around you. And people don't understand energy, so they ignorant of it. They don't understand that they are being a vessel of destruction because they don't understand the energy of fiction, right? So I'm not saying that when you start dealing with Cali, you start to kill people or you become violent. I'm saying when you start to deal with Cali, you begin to contradict your life. You begin to live your life from a fictional perspective because you look at society as it stands and say, this is all made up anyways. So let me make up something greater. Let me make up something better. In order for me to make something up, I have to destroy this. I have to create from this perspective. So it's better to have a conscious mind when you deal with this energy, because you won't be affected by other energies outside of you. You begin to say, if that's how they represent Cali energy, like say for instance, it's like the same outfit, right? If I wear the same outfit as say as somebody like somebody who wear their clothes right, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just gonna look different on me. Just my body type, I'm all awkward and shit. Like it's not gonna look as good, on somebody else, right? But that's the way energy works too. So you have to be consciously aware of your spirit and your heart, and every day persist in this fashion. But understand that people are going to be ignorant as hell, and they're going to be really caught up in the fiction of society, whether it's centered in sex, drugs, violence, survival, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick, I want to talk about Pambagira and the channel. I talked about this on my Instagram live, but I really want to help people deal with relationships, deal with sex, deal with success, and overall abundance. These energies are available right now. I've been seeing a lot of energy from Charlie Murphy, Prince, and Rick James. And those three energies point directly to Tina Marie. Like they be like, well, we can help you, but you really need to, talk to Tina because she the boss. And I've been doing my research, and it's beyond an apparent clear channel that you have to begin to listen to Tina Marie's music if you're trying to enact love in your life and romance. But the thing of it is, you're going to have to be truthful and honest about everything around you, or else don't deal with Tina Marie, aka Pambagira. The whole point of dealing with these particular energies is to find truth. Truth in your relationships, truth in everything around you is going to be right and exact. And I'm referencing this because everything that you hear nowadays don't be really true. So in order to actually find truth, you have to kind of find a Pambagira path. And like I said, in Cali and the Dakinis, there's many Calis out there, meaning that there are many Pambagiras in many different paths. And I'll research some of these paths, but these are ancient paths that are traditionally passed down. And these are magical spells. Because Tina Marie is Pambagira, right? So you might have a question, you might have a desire, you might want to figure something out. Listen to her and just wait, because she'll begin to speak to you. And it's really interesting. When I was doing the research on Maria Padilla, she's married to somebody named the Don Pedro, right? This is in 1500. And Don Pedro was like this member of he was like a prince or a king or something like that. But she was his consort. And the story goes, he really loved her, but she was a witch. She was on some magical witchcraft, and Don Pedro's wife got her killed, but you couldn't kill her. So this was around the time of like the quote unquote slave trade from Portugal. So instead of her dying, she hopped on one of those ships and headed to Brazil, where she began to be a witch in Brazil. But she was more or less connected to the energies, connected to the primal land. And this is one thing we have to understand about Tina Marie if we get confused about energies. Yeah, she looks like a white lady, but that soul is about as black as me, right? That's just the facts. So it don't necessarily matter about race. It matters about actual connections to primal Kali-like energies. And Pambagira and Kali are primal energies, and I think people should actually have conversations about this shit. Like beyond what I'm talking about, it should be normal conversations, because that's how we advance. How are we going to advance as a people and unite as a people if we're not even understanding that we all come from goddess energies, primal energies? And what is the channels from these primal energies? I get the channels from these primal energies, man. And it's all about truth, being honest, being authentic, really having a real love for the people around you. And this is some real thug life. You know what I'm saying? Tupac said, California love, right? Cali represents the energy of love. And this is all channel, all regular documented stuff where you think it's just a jam to dance to. But I'll ask you this question: why is this shit laid out like this? And if you start to examine why it's laid out like this, it'll always go back to the goddess. The primal, ancestral, indigenous, aboriginal goddess that we've allowed to be suppressed in all of us. And a lot of people don't know how to channel it. They don't know who the goddesses are. The goddesses have already transitioned and they leave their works behind. So Minnie Riperton, she just showed up like, nigga, don't forget about me. Minnie Riperton, Tina Marie, Donna Summer, okay? Aretha Franklin. These are goddesses. These are primal energies that, you know, as they have transitioned, they leave music and works where, okay, this is a song. This is a nice song. But what else is it? It's a spell. And each spell has a particular intention and a particular result. They wasn't just singing for contracts and money. They were singing to raise your DNA. And this is very important because you might not, is not something that you could replicate or duplicate or contrive in a book, as opposed to you listening to the LaDonna CD, right? And just letting it play as you go to sleep. You know, that was my TED Talk. I really want to thank you guys for listening. I do want to tap in with you guys. Like I said, I'm going to take this part, cut it out, and just represent it. And it's really important to understand what's happening. That's why we can have these conversations now. Be sure to check me out. The links are in the description. I'll put a comment under this video. Spiritual Ascension University. I'm now working on astrology too. I've already worked on a couple videos on that. In that course, we're dealing directly with becoming an astrologer. I make a living on astrology. So what I'm doing is showing everything that I do in becoming an astrologer. And whatever price it is, I'm not really sure because, you know, I'm, you know, giving it up to the spirit doula. She's holding it down for me. You understand? So whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm just here to support the movement and teach my classes to the best of my ability. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not completely on me. This is a team effort, and I really want everybody to get there who's interested in becoming an astrologer. I'm gonna give it up. And then also in the description, I have class 1 and 2 for $30, or you can buy one a piece for $23 a piece.